Maresa MacKeith, absolutely lovely to have you here today. I can't tell you how much I've missed seeing you. Hello and welcome to the shed.
Hi. Hi, it feels cozy, warmer than the snowy outside.
It's true, it's true. It is beautiful though, I must admit. I love the look of it, if not the temperature of it. So I'm really glad we could arrange a date. I know we've tried over the last few months to get together. And I really wanted you in the shed to have one of these conversations because I think you're one of the first books that actually came out of the shed. You're certainly one of the first poets who I encountered at the start of this whole escapade, I think. This is your lovely book with blue sky. I can still see the sky. And we met through the Mouthy Poets, and you had quite a profound effect on me. So I wanted to sort of take you back to a certain extent to those days, because that's when my poetry journey with you began.
Well, my first poem choice connects to those times. Shall I read it?
Oh yes, please. Great. You're better at this than me, Maresa.
Fear. He watches and you are scared, mute and flailing. If he could talk, he would tell. So you silence him.
Thank you. So that's from way back then.
Yes, it was, believe it or not, the poem I read at the open mic for say something one.
No way. That is 100 million years ago. And I feel like we've all moved along quite a lot since then. I wonder if you could tell me a little bit about how you go about writing. And forgive me, because I know I cram huge questions into one thing. How you go about writing and maybe how that's changed over the years.
Sure. First, as you can probably see, I I use an interesting form of communication called facilitated. I need an assistant to support me as I type out letters on this board. I will show the I will show the camera.
Oh, wow. Okay. A QWERTY keyboard, almost.
Yes. So even talking to someone takes effort, energy, focus. To write, I need the right assistant and no distractions. I love to set aside a day to write. I need that time. I think now I am a more direct. I'm a more direct writer.
What do you mean by more direct?
I try to use less pretty flowery language and be honest about the struggles in my world, but offer some kind of hope.
I think from everything I've read of yours, I think Bob on, that's exactly what you achieve. And I've always admired, I've written down focus and energy. I've always admired that about your writing, that it does have such a focus. They're like photographs. They're like written photographs. So is that something, you say you're being a more direct writer, is that something that you have grown into over the years?
Maybe I have become less patient for change, or I feel a intensity towards language and its power. Also, have you seen how messed up a lot of things are? We do not have time to sit back in our poems.
Great. Yes, that's great actually, because I think on the surface I'm thinking you need to be patient because you're waiting for an assistant to facilitate you getting this stuff out. And now you're saying to me you're less patient, and that's making you really refine the way that you're communicating with people. And that fills me with a sort of raging joy, actually. It's like Zorro says, never attack in anger. You're really gathering your strength together and focusing more.
You have fired me up. Shall I share my next poem?
Yes, please.
Looking for Granny. I lost Granny and cannot find her. Her laugh, a lit candle. Do her feet still rest on a pew? Are her hands still pressed in prayer? I pretend she is the sky. I can see the sky. I can see it.
Thank you. I remember that from the book when I was putting the book together with you. I think it was not long after your grandma had passed away, actually. Seems a long, long time ago. How important is it for you then to write, Maresa?
It comes and goes. What I mean is when things are good, the right assistance, the right focus and space, it's everything. But I want also to reach out to people, to exist more than on a page.
And I was going to ask, why do you do it? Because you've said it requires energy and focus, and waiting for that moment, you know, that day when you've set it aside. Who are the people that you want to reach out to?
Nice question. I think about this a lot. I want to reach the forgotten, the overlooked, the unloved, the people who think poetry is not for them. It is. Come on in.
It is. I mean, you don't have to convert me. I'm already there. I'm already a fan. I know you do lots of different work. I was saying to you before we hit record, I've only got one of your books. How shocking is that? I know you've written other books. Can you tell me something about the different ways you do reach out to different groups of people beyond the page?
Yes, first, first to plug. Here is my first book.
Ah, yes. Yeah, taking the time. Still available.
Yes, and there is on the topic of outreach, a collection of writing by the group Quiet. Riot, a collective of disabled people who all use alternative forms of non-verbal communication.
I'm always very inspired when I've been to events that you've been part of, organised with Quiet Riot. There's some phenomenal writing coming out of those spaces, and just I feel very privileged when I'm sort of invited in. And I remember once you said something about it's not enough for people to be invited in. You have to go out into those spaces, other spaces, the outside spaces. That's always struck me.
So true. I think it is good to accept invitations, but yes, look further. What work is happening in smaller, less celebrated groups?
I guess that's been very difficult during this last year. Has that been quite frustrating for you? And if so, how have you dealt with those feelings?
Well, the Quiet Riot group has actually flourished as it is an international group. So Zoom has meant we all meet every two weeks, but I have been shielding for so long. I do feel I do feel disconnected. How about you?
Same. Thanks for asking. Zoom has been amazing. Quite a few friends who often can't attend poetry events because they're tired, or physical accessibility, you know, doors, stairways, that kind of thing. They've said this Zoom world has been liberating, but nevertheless, that human contact is what I'm craving, is what I think most people are craving, and a sense of not being able to see the end of this, not knowing what's next.
Yes, it comes and goes for me. The anxiety. I try to focus on what I can control, but want to be in a room with similar thinkers.
Here to that. I know you've I know how passionate you are about sort of spreading the word about what you do and how you think and how you live. Where do you think that's come from, that sort of passion and that drive?
In short, nobody seeming to believe my capacity for clear, useful, contribution to society when I had bad experiences in school or even university of finding it hard to make friends, connect. Mouthy helped a lot with that.
Mm. That's huge. That's such a huge answer. My brain's firing off. I mean, Mouthy, for anyone who's watching who don't know, Mouthy was a collective of young people where we met weekly and just learned about writing poetry and performing poetry and presenting poetry in different ways. And at one session, Maresa turned up, and I got to say, I think without you there, Maresa, that was a huge development for us as an organisation and for all the people who met you. And certainly for me, we learned so much from you about different ways of communicating. It was a complete eye-opener. And yeah, I'm forever grateful, really.
Good to know. I appreciate that. I think with Mouthy, it was about feeling like I was just a part of a space. It felt natural. I want in the future to find or create a space like that.
Yeah, I think it's very needed. And I think when you're part of an organisation, for want of a better word, a group like that, I think every single person there would probably say exactly what I certainly would say what you've just said about your situation. It was a space I felt I was part of something. Can we hear another poem? I think you've got more, haven't you? Yes.
Yes. Bathroom under the sea. Entering my bathroom is like going for a swim in the sea. The blue tiles cascade like waves. I close my eyes as a hoist carries me upward. I am a deep sea diver kicking to the surface. I open my eyes and breathe out.
Nice. Nice. You say that you set aside a day to write. Are you writing something in particular at the moment?
I'm actually exploring putting together a research proposal. But it is very early days in terms of creative writing. I write bits, snapshots, but nothing bigger. It feels very sporadic, my writing at the moment. Hard.
Mm.
Do you have a sense of focus in your writing?
Oh, Marisa, I have written down in big capitals the word focus, because focus is going to be your gifted word to me today, because I am finding it so hard to narrow down what's going on in my head. And I've realized when you said that, that's what I need. I need to stop worrying about all of this and all of the shit that's going on and try and focus on what I can. So, quick answer, no, my writing doesn't have focus at the moment, but you, madam, have given me that word as a sort of challenge and a support.
It would not be a true catch up if I had not set a challenge.
That's so true. That's very true. It is. I'm not taking it as a challenge as such. I'm taking it as a reminder, like something out of your toolkit to lend me some of your focus. Yeah. So, Marisa, I have here, there's one more poem I think you have about the writing process. So that would be great to hear that.
When I write, I am a small piece of paper. People read me too quickly or too slowly. Once I have poured out my heart, it is taken by the wrong hands. Let me speak the way it is spoken in my head. I am the page full of lines I did not write. Do I feel I have spoken? Are my words to be held? I will let go the lines. throw them out like a fisherwoman to the sea of this world.
Boom. What a great one to come in at the end. What a fantastic one. I think it says it all. I am a small piece of paper. Thank you, Maresa.
Yes, I consider that poem my calling card now. A rare poem I love every time, and the ideas in it still resonate.
I love that it's clearly so relevant to you. It's about you, but I hear it and I think, yeah, I'm a small piece of paper that people read too quickly. I think we're all a small piece of paper that people read too quickly or too slowly. It's brilliant in its sort of simplicity. You said that you wanted to create a space where people can come together. How is that something you can start online, or is that something that you will bide your time and wait until you can go back into the world outside?
I am unsure. One writing group I have co-led with the Quakers came to an end recently. My call, I wanted to put my energy into this new space. It could be online, and I am thinking a brain picking session with you may be needed.
Maresa, you can pick my brain any time, because I always know whenever you pick my brain, I manage to pick yours right back. And I think that's what I love about the sort of the relationship that's gone over a long years, with just probably only a handful of meetings in between nowadays. But yeah, fertile fields.
Yes, I also want to make sure I say I never take for granted your your willingness to publish me, and all the work you do to support what matters. Yes.
Oh, Marisa, thank you. I couldn't wait to get my hands on your book when you said you'd like to publish with Big White Shed. I just couldn't wait. I'm just really proud to have you in the stable, in the shed. I'm conscious we've been going quite a long time, and there's just loads I want to talk about, but I think maybe this is like chapter 1. Maybe we need chapter 2, and then I can let you go and have a cup of tea and relax.
Yes, I agree. Chapters 2 to 200 can be scheduled. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, back at you. Thank you, Marisa. Thanks so much for fitting me in on a cold, wintry night. And I'll be seeing you soon for chapter 2 and the brain picking session.
Definitely keep warm, well, and we will speak soon.
Love you lots. I'll see you soon. Bye.